right, so we're back. Joel and Ivan podcast. Happy New Year to everyone. Sorry that we haven't uploaded in a while, but life caught up to us. So, but thank you but we're back and we're going to try to be more consistent. One episode per week is our goal. So bear with us.
Yeah, I have a bunch of kids, so I had to work bust my butt off.
I don't have as many as you, but yeah, I had to take care of other stuff.
Yeah, so how was your holidays? I don't know if we could say Christmas. Is that a word that?
Yeah, you can say Christmas.
Right.
So I say Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You believe in Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, I believe in.
Because Christmas is.
I mean, I don't believe in Santa
nativity.
Claus. Is that?
No,
if that's what you're asking.
No, we're talking about the nativity.
Right, the nativity. I mean, I don't believe that part of it. It's a nice story, but I think that's all it is, right? A story. It's not true.
Because we've been off the air for a while, so people got to know that.
Yeah, you grew a beard.
Yeah. Actually, no. I shaved last night, and I woke up this morning.
For people listening and not watching,
yeah.
I even grew a beard.
Yeah. Well, it was my Christmas gift. Actually, you want to know the reason why this is? I grown some facial hair because my wife wanted to.
Your wife wanted some facial. So your wife wanted it for Christmas.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, why don't you let it grow?" This is the second time I've done it, and she says, "Why don't you let it grow?" I was like, "Whatever," and I didn't shave for like a week, and I was like, "All right." I hate the process though.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbearable for me, where you have a hair here and another here, and it just looks awkward.
The patches.
Exactly. So I bear with it. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I did make it. I'm here after 43 years, so I got to learn some patience.
That was like the hardest challenge of your life.
Yeah, for the second time. I mean, we don't have enough time right now to talk about my hardest challenge in life.
Well, that's what this podcast is for.
It was a bus ride, actually, a bus ride.
A bus ride?
Yeah, I went from San Diego to Washington, and it should have taken like 32 hours, and it took like 3 days.
Wow. Yeah, that's no fun.
I mean, I got so drunk with people that didn't speak any English. I don't remember what language they spoke, but it was like sign language to us, and like beer, yeah, let's go, I buy, I'm there.
Yeah.
Wow. So how was your holidays?
It was good. I mean, we just hung out with the family. Yeah. The kids opened gifts. They got what they wanted.
Did you
for
karaoke?
Christmas. No, we didn't karaoke. I sing, but that was a long time ago, actually.
I was just going to ask you that. Are you still like singing or?
I'm not, but I'm actually, funny you mentioned, I'm going to open I don't know if you've seen the YouTube channels where people react or like vocal coaches react to singers that they haven't heard before, and they kind of comment on it. They're really popular. And
so you're going to try that?
Yeah, I'm not a vocal coach, but I mean, I think I can sing and have a good ear. So.
Oh, so you're actually going to be criticizing?
Not criticizing, just reacting. And giving my opinion. I mean,
I thought you were going to sing to one of them, one of them coaches. Why don't you do that? Sing to one of them coaches. See what they say.
I don't think I could take the criticism.
We could put it up on the page too.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, if anyone's interested, I'll. Right now, it's an idea, but I am going to start that channel. So I'll let you guys know on here what
Can
it's
I promote
called.
My new page on Facebook?
Yeah, of course.
The $20 Club. Go on it, subscribe. Basically what it is whatever you're doing now for money, you got to find another venue. If you're in construction after work, go home, rest, and then, I don't know, download, one of those mobile apps. I'm sorry, they're all mobile, right? So one of those applications where you could either drive or deliver food or deliver people and make an extra $20 a day. So that's what it is. The $20 Club is making an extra $20 a day for 5 days a week, and it turns out to be $100 extra a month. Who could benefit from the $20 Club? Anybody that wants an extra $400 a month. And this is, you could put it towards your car. You could save it towards a I don't know, you want to go on a cruise, or you want to take a special trip, this year later on, or just to have extra, gas money. $400 a month is very, very, very doable. It's realistic. That's why it's $20, the $20 club instead of the Millionaire Club. Yeah. Go on Facebook, the $20, the $20 club. There you go. Boom.
Okay. Plug done. All right.
Am I gonna have to pay for that?
No.
Okay.
We're not charging yet.
These guys aren't paying anything.
You're in the grace period.
Yeah.
For people on that are just listening to the audio, we have a couple of Monster energy drinks here on the table. So they're not sponsoring, unfortunately. But
if anybody that works for Monster wants to sponsor us, I mean, we're not gonna say no.
Yeah, maybe in the future, right? Okay, so we're gonna switch things up a little bit. I mean, we're kind of going, I wouldn't say vanilla, but being really conscious about our topics and the way we were speaking the languages, because we didn't want to get banned or demonetized before we were even monetized. But I think it was hindering the talks. I think it was getting in the way of us being able to really express our thoughts. So yeah, gloves are off, and let's see what happens. Hopefully, we'll be on YouTube for a while and not get. I really should look at their policies to see if anyone's. There's some words, I mean, that are obvious right now because of everything that's going on that we can't say, which I think is ridiculous, but it is what it is. I mean, for people out there, if you don't like what somebody has to say, switch it the fuck off. Like, seriously, dude. It's like everybody's like, all those people that are oh, you shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't blah, 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 blah. It's like, don't listen. Whatever happened to, hang on, I'm going to rant here.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I mean, man or woman, the fuck up, dude. Seriously. It's like all these people, it's like, dude, I remember all those kids in school that wanted to boss everybody around. That, no, you shouldn't do this. Or teacher, he's doing that. It's like, that's who they grew up to be, man. That's who they grew up to be.
Yeah.
It's like, just live your life.
I was just thinking of elementary school. I was a hall monitor. And I was just thinking, was I one of them trying to boss everybody around?
You're not the type.
I mean,
you're probably the type that were like, hey, we can go because Ivan's in charge and he's not going to say anything.
Yeah, no, I used to sell candies, like contraband. Mm-hmm. I would buy these candies 2 for $5. So it was 2 pennies and a half for one. And I would sell it for 5 cents, so I was doubling my money. I was making bank.
Mm-hmm.
I remember coming home with $5 a day, off of like 45 cents or something like that. I would invest not even $1 and come back with some good money. And this was like in 5th grade. I mean, I'm not like JC who would make $5,000 a day. But
dude, he makes $5,000 a second, I think.
I was making, $5 a day when I was like in 5th grade. I don't know what happened. I should start doing that again. The $20 club. Boom, there it is.
There you go.
Another thing, people, I feel more fluent. I feel more comfortable speaking your language.
English. He's referring to English.
Yeah.
Okay, so the topic today. It's been around mainly because, or to me, because of my kids, right? All this stuff that they're teaching in schools about gender, being a construct. It's not, if you were born with this or that, it doesn't matter. You can be what you want to be. I wish that were true, I wish that were true, but it's not, and I'm of the mindset, be who you want to be. I don't care, but just leave me and mine alone.
Right.
If we don't agree, we don't agree, but we're not going to go try to change you.
Yeah, you're not going to, stop traffic and manifest with the...
Yeah. I mean, there's a time and a place, and if there's things that, I'm all for, protesting and things like that, but this goes way, way beyond that, This is people trying to... I just saw on another channel, I was watching a video where Canada passed this law now that where if your child, for whatever reason, says, "Oh, I feel like a girl, I'm a girl," and you say, "No, you're a boy,"
Yeah, I've heard
you could go to prison.
that. I heard that.
Like,
I wasn't sure
what in
I
the
mean,
actual, dude? Seriously, I'm gonna bleep the other
Oh no.
F's up and on YouTube, just on YouTube, on the other, like on the audio one, you guys heard it, but seriously, I mean, but it doesn't go the other way. So if, like, there was this video where this woman has, I don't know if she's, gay or not, but she has her 2 kids on the video, and their kids are saying about how it's okay to be gay, but which is fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
But then,
Not that there's anything wrong with it, said
Right.
Seinfeld.
but the boy is saying how, his mom doesn't care if he's gay or.
No, how old is
or-
this kid?
He's maybe 7, 8 years old. So his mom doesn't care if he's gay or if he's transgender or whatever, as long as he's a part of the LGBTQIZ whatever community. And then she kind of like stops and like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, and the boy says, "You just want me to be a part of it." And then no, before that he says, "And if I'm not, she's gonna try to convince me to be a part of it."
Oh, so that's why
Yeah.
she.
And then the mom like paused and looked at him and said, "What did you say?" And I said, "Well, yeah, you're gonna try to convince me to be a part of it." And she's like, "Do you realize what you're saying right now?" And and the boy's like, "Facts."
Do you realize what you're saying on TV?
And the boy's like, I'm saying the facts, And she just like, I don't know if it registered. I mean, it registered at the moment. Hopefully it's a catalyst that changes the way she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, my son, I have a 4-year-old son
Mm-hmm.
and a 2-year-old daughter. My son wants to play with everything his sister has, and my daughter wants to play with everything her brother has.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, because my son, what was it, one time he grabs her purse and he puts it on and so, no, that's, that's your sister's purses.
Yeah.
Girls use purses. If you want, I'll give you a briefcase or, a messenger bag or whatever. I have one for my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to teach my son,
Right.
he's 4 years old. I'm not telling him, oh, you can't, you have to be a man or you have to be in this. He's learning.
Can't cry.
He's learning about things. He's learning what, what's this, what's that, what are the customs in our society. I mean, like in other societies, men wear skirts or kilts, right? Not skirts, sorry, kilts.
Kilts.
That's fine. That's fine. But here, guys don't wear
pants.
Don't wear kilts,
Yeah.
So I see it more as a cultural thing,
Mm-hmm.
What you wear or what you carry doesn't make you a man or a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Your biology makes you a man or a woman.
I mean, how can you go against that part of nature?
Yeah, and it just seems, because you're a Neanderthal, because you're ignorant, because you're not advanced enough. It's like, you.
Advanced in which way? I mean,
It's like, come on, you're just making stuff up and then looking down on anybody who doesn't join in.
Right. So I want to be as peaceful and I want to be as neutral as I can. I don't want to, step on anybody's toes. I don't want to pick a fight with no one. But my whole thing with that is, okay, it's for them to put it on textbooks. It's fine to give kids an option, or I mean, if we think about it, between the ages of 0 and 5 years, the brain of a child is like a sponge. They take everything in, right? So if you're telling us that it's okay to put it in the textbooks and in the storybooks and see it on TV on every single sitcom and even in commercials, but then you say it's wrong to mention a story of the Bible or even mention God publicly, how fair is that?
No, it's not fair. Life isn't fair.
I mean, and I'm not asking for it to be easy. I'm just asking to be for it to be equal. Not so, maybe the word was wrong. Maybe fair is wrong.
Well,
I just wanted it to be
better
equal.
than equal.
So if you wanna put your gay couples on TV, I mean, don't get upset when they're putting,
Straight couples.
straight couples in TV, or even, talk about the Bible, or even talk about, anything that has to do with religion, because they're basically trying to ban everything that mentions the word of God out of the schools, out of whatever public school systems there are. But they do want to bring the gender options.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's part of, and I think it's part of a plan to really destroy society, because what makes a strong society is a strong family. Even, back in the days when I was in church, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the Bible, what's it say? Take care of your house. You're the pastor in your home first.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then it's going to mess up your life. And how many cases did we see like that men, family men gave all their spare time to the church, to God in their eyes, and they lost their family.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
duh. You're not there. Relationships are established by
bonds,
or bonds are made by, by spending time with people, by interacting, by, you have family members that you hardly see, you don't really get along with. You feel closer to, your best friend who you don't share their blood.
Family.
That's what they say. It's like the friends are the family you choose, right?
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought. I don't even know where I'm going.
No, yeah, we're with the gender. How would you word it? The gender.
What I just don't want is
options.
Like what you're saying. I mean, now on every movie, on every platform, in every movie, it seems like and it seems forced. If it was natural, I mean, I hardly ever see gay couples.
Yeah.
Unless I go to a certain part of town where I know that's where
it's gonna happen,
where it mostly is, then you're gonna see it. Not that I'm against it or anything. I'm just saying it's not real, and that's one of the things that bothers me about movies, about shows, is that they're totally fake.
I was watching TV Land. I was watching Everybody Loves Raymond, and they went for commercials, and there was a commercial of allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was outside on the sidewalk, and then he got called back from home because the kid that was on the bus forgot something. And so he went back, and the person who was calling him was another man. And so he hands him whatever this kid forgot, and then he, handed it to the kid. So the kid says, "Thank you, Dad." So the person who handed this man, the other man, what was he, his couple? His husband? And that was mom, and this was dad?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they portrayed it, so you would understand that was mom and this was dad. But there's two men in an allergies commercial.
Yeah.
Allergies commercial. I mean, why is that necessary?
Yeah. No, the way I see it is, I don't have as much of a problem with something like that if it was, as far as percentage wise, accurate to what it is in actual in the actual population. But now where you look, it's like every freaking commercial, every freaking show, and it feels forced. It feels like forced, and they're trying to indoctrinate you. They're trying to force you to think a certain way. And I'm like, I don't need that. I
just remembered too, on this other series I was watching, the girl wanted to be a boy, and this was like a boy in, I think, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how young are we gonna get with these sitcoms or these commercials? How young are we gonna get? Because obviously we imitate everything we see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why did everybody wanted to become Scarface? Because we saw the movie. So everybody wanted to become Scarface, or a bunch of people. I'm not saying you did, but a bunch of other people. So we're seeing this on TV like a norm. This is okay. This is actually my biggest problem with it. And I don't have a problem with anybody's choices. I'm not generalizing or not. I'm not being actually direct to anybody. Whatever anybody does is not my problem. But how young are we going to target them?
Yeah.
How young?
No, I mean, I've seen grade school. Now, I mean, I saw a stat yesterday that, what is it, something like 40 or over 40% of Generation Z considers themselves part of the LGBTQI. I mean, come on. Seriously? Like, seriously.
But why do they have to have their own
That's the thing, man. I mean,
flag?
they're thinking, oh,
Also,
I'm so close-minded because I'm saying this. No, I'm the most open-minded. Do whatever the you want to do with your life. I don't care.
so heterosexuals have, we're gonna, heterosexual men have to have their own flag.
That's
What would
the
that
thing,
be?
dude. That's what I'm saying, and that's my whole problem with this, with religion. It's like, okay, fine. You want your club. You want to be a part of something. That's fine. But why do you have to make everybody the enemy?
Exactly.
Why can't we all just at least be civil with one another?
And not so much get along, but like, why can we
That's why I
cohabit?
That's why I
Earth.
cohabitate. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I said. Be civil,
Yeah.
Be a human about it.
Yeah.
Don't try to force other people to think the way you do. What are we all going to be robots now? And where does it end?
Yeah.
So with
So
me, it's like,
let me ask you this then. So do you think we could actually have a positive impact going on the on a social media platform like this? You think we could actually? I mean, because that's what it is. I mean, social media and all the media's out there, especially TV and all these platforms that are coming up now. They're the biggest influence on either youth or even people our age, in their 40s.
well, look, I'm an introvert. I'm a very reserved person. I mean, I wouldn't be protesting out in the streets. I wouldn't grab a blowhorn and try to say all this to people. So that's why I wanted to do this. It's basically, this is my blowhorn, my megaphone, I should say. Okay. And whomever wants to listen to it, like-minded people, they can listen to it. But like we said from the beginning, this is more for me to get this stuff off my chest, because I'm freaking going crazy, man. This world is going crazy. Sometimes I wish, and I know,
how long was it since we didn't, catch up or chit chat?
What, how they say, I mean, ignorance is bliss, right? Sometimes I think, I wish I didn't know all the stuff I know.
Right.
It's true what they say. Ignorance is bliss. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, so it does affect you. It's not on your mind, but it affects you, and that's the problem. I try to tune this stuff out and say, oh, well, I'm not going to listen to it, which is like what I say. If you don't like what someone's saying, you don't have to listen to it. But I can't avoid it. I mean, every time I turn on the TV, I turn on, I flip on, YouTube or whatever, it's there.
Are you on Facebook?
I mean, I have a profile, but I'm not really active on it. I'll probably start. Like I said, I'm an introvert. I'm a very reserved person.
I was going to say something about that, and because you're vocal, you have a point to. I think. Okay, this is what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the point that you keep saying you're introverted. Did I say it right? Introvert?
Then I'm an introvert.
Introvert. So, okay, let's say you are. But can't you, you don't see it like I don't want to say obligation, but like a need for you to voice this out. I know you're not trying to convince nobody out there, but I think you do need to convince people out there. Mm-hmm. I mean,
look, I'm doing it. I mean, obviously, first of all, like I said, to get this off my chest, it's therapy for me because like I said, I'm going crazy, dude. This is nuts. It's depressing me. I'm actually on depressants, because I've gone through a lot. But just how the way things are now, it's ridiculous. So this more than anything is therapy for me. And second, I hope, if there's other people that feel the same way,
Yeah.
they know that, obviously they're not alone. And yeah, the more people that speak out, whether it's, out on the street with a megaphone or this way on a podcast or video.
Because I think it's getting to that point where...
Because we're the majority.
Yeah.
We're the majority. But we're quiet. We're not
That's
crazy.
That's what I was going to say.
Like the rest are.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If we are the majority and we're not supposed to stay quiet, yet we are staying quiet because there's so many, I'm not going to say legal laws that, keeps us from voicing our true opinions, but they are actually trying to make it. I mean,
they're
if you
trying to
say
keep...
something against that community, you're like, if you're a public figure and you said something about that, your career goes down the drain.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, and you have to come back and apologize publicly, and you got to do this and that and this and that. But what about them?
Mm-hmm.
Do they get the same?
No, because they're the victims, dude. Because they're the victims.
Do they have the same? Do they still got to come out and publicly apologize?
No. That's why it's crazy.
For looking down on a Christian person?
And that's why they have to stay in their bubble. Because if you had to go out in the real world and work with real people and you act that way, you're not going to have many friends or you're not going to have many opportunities. So they create their own world, and it's getting to the point where it's becoming too much for the majority, and more of the majority are starting to speak out. And that's, I think, what's going to make that change in this world, because we're at a point where it's coming to the breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're waking a sleeping giant. They're waking a sleeping giant.
Are you sure you're not Christian?
No, I'm not Christian, dude.
I was just wondering.
Because I don't care if two guys get married.
Well, neither do I.
I don't care if a guy marries a freaking dog, as long as the dog is in agreement. As long as the dog is in love too, and you make it happy, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I really don't give a dude. I don't.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't affect me. And guess what? These things are affecting me now, and they're affecting my family, and they're going to affect my kids' futures.
Yeah. I don't know how far they are, but I've heard, several years ago they wanted to make same gender couples part of on textbooks. They wanted to put it on textbooks and saying how that was an option, the mom, dad, dad, as something normal.
It's just things that they shouldn't be a part of.
Okay, in that particular, topic, why can't we put Christian mom, Christian dad? What's the opposite of Christian?
Satanic.
No, okay, not opposite, but like not agnostic. The other one, atheist dad, atheist mom.
Uh-huh.
Why can't we do that? I mean, if we were to put a Christian couple praising God on a textbook, I mean, the whole heaven turns loose. I was gonna say hell, but I shouldn't. I'm Christian. I can't say that word. All hell turns loose. And you would find them so offended, but yet they want to do it so publicly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why. I just don't understand why.
Like I said, it's the destruction of society.
Okay, you feel you're right. Your opinions are well informed, and you feel like a righteous person to you, right? You feel knowledgeable.
Okay.
You feel knowledgeable, and you feel like you have an educated or a well-read opinion, right?
Right.
But I just lost I forgot what I was gonna say. But it was something real good. It was gonna boost our ratings. I forgot.
It happens.
Yeah, when I was on drugs, not anymore.
Well, obviously it does. It's like before you were on drugs, now you're 43. So
There's something.
you
There's
should've-
always something.
Yeah,
What was,
there's
I
always
was going to
something.
say on that topic, but anyhow.
Okay,
I'm
that
not gonna-
why why do they want to force it on
Yeah,
everyone?
why
if
do they want to
Christians
force
did
it? Okay,
that,
so that's what I was saying.
Uh-huh.
You have an educated opinion or a
Mhm.
well-read opinion, and you voice it out, and they're going to block you from everywhere.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, you can't be on YouTube or you can't be on this other platform. But yet you come out here and you say, oh, I feel like I want to be a bisexual unicorn. And they're going to say, oh, that's good.
yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
right,
Post it on Facebook and, teach it to our kids in grammar
right,
school.
right,
But if you come out here with a educated and very polite and respectful opinion, they're going to crucify you upside down.
mm-hmm.
I mean, why? I don't understand that.
Because they're closed-minded, ignorant little people.
So if you could talk about your preferences, sexual preferences, or it used to be sexual preferences, now it's gender preferences. You could be public about it. Why can't I be public about my faith in Jesus Christ? Boom, I just said Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm not offended. You could be public about whatever you want, as far as I'm concerned. I have this thing where I can press a mute button, I can swipe, I can do so many things, so I don't have to listen to things I don't want to listen to. But and or what you said about if they do it, why can't we do it? I want to get past that. I want to just at school teach my kid how to read, how to write, how to do math.
Yeah.
Socialize to an extent as far as working in a group and socializing with their peers. Don't try to teach them, about their sexuality. Biology used to be like, okay, you have, organs, you have a brain, you have this, you have that. This is what it's made of. This is how it works.
Say it.
Now it's like can't think of the words, but now it's like, oh, well, yeah, this is what your body is, but you
Emotions.
you can be
affect
whatever
this.
you want.
Yeah.
It's like we're not in the metaverse yet. It's not here yet.
No.
Once
no.
I mean, I hope to God, when the metaverse starts, they just all go in there and leave us alone. Seriously.
But we were talking about that, or we did talk about that.
Yeah, we
how
talked about the metaverse.
it's gonna
and
be.
if you see more and more people are saying what I said, that the problem is that the people in charge
gonna
of it
bring it
are going to
down.
be in charge of your life.
Yeah.
They're going to be your God.
Yeah.
So and I saw that from the get go, man.
No. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, my whole thing with the metaverse is like they call it virtual reality, but I call it reality. I mean, it's just how there is no two realities. There's only one.
Mhm.
I mean, and whether your mindset is in this earth or your mindset or your imagination or your visual being, because that's all it is. It's you're watching something not real,
Mhm.
but you're still breathing, and your days are still counting from day one. So reality.
Yeah.
There's no, I'm going to pause my life and I'm going to go to the successful life
Right.
I have over there in
In the metaverse.
the metaverse.
I mean, I think
I was actually thinking of renting some virtual space to make the first meta church. But
Meta
then
church.
I was thinking about the whole metaverse and how
That's
it's
another
going to
subject.
affect. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, but I mean, that's another subject. I mean, what I'm saying is, just live your life. And there's a lot of people that are genuinely unhappy with who they are for whatever reason. And what I would say to them is to find a way to be happy.
Yeah.
But trying to change everybody else's mind isn't going to make you happy.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, whatever you think, there's going to be other people that think the way you do and feel the way you do. Find them and try to figure out what it is that's going to make you happy. Because if making other people unhappy makes you happy, you have a problem.
Yeah.
You have a problem. And then eventually you're going to make the wrong person unhappy and all your problems are going to end, but not in a good way.
Everything's going to end, not just
Everything's
your
gonna
problems.
end.
Actually,
You know?
about that on making people happy, I bought a book, and it's The Disease of Pleasing People or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I haven't read it. I
Well,
need
this
to
is
start
the other way
reading it.
around. This is making everybody miserable so that you can feel well. I mean, we've all known those people. I mean, that are bullies. They try to make you miserable so that they can feel better because they're miserable about something else in their lives.
Yeah, they wake up
mean,
miserable.
I have issues, which I'm resolving and have resolved. But like, for example, I used to be the most jealous person in the world, and that was rooted in other things that happened in my family when I was young. But all it was insecurity, and I acted out. I became a hypocrite and I did the things that I was afraid other people would do to me.
How would you say
I thought
you got to control that?
Because I thought, they're going to do it to me. So I'm going to, get them before they get me. But it was all me. It was on me. It wasn't the other person, and I realized that just by reading spiritual books, not the Bible, even though the Bible does have a lot of good things about that. But I just said, it's about making you happy.
Spiritual books.
Yeah. Some people think, oh, that's selfish to think of you first. But if you're unhappy,
yeah.
I mean, you can try to make everybody else happy, but what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to snap.
No, and it's the thing. You're a reflection, of what is it, the 5 or 6 people around you, closest to you?
Mm-hmm.
You're a reflection of that, right? So if we think about that, okay, this person is a good influence for me, this one isn't, the 5 people closest to us. And that's a good way to think about it. But the whole thing about that way of thinking is, how are you influencing them? You said it. If you're unhappy, what can you give them?
Right. It's like when you're on an airplane, if it goes down, they always tell, the mother or the parents, put your mask on first, because if you are struggling to put theirs on and you pass out, you're both going to die.
Yeah.
And as
even the seatbelt.
Yeah. And I'm super guilty about that. I mean, I try to please, obviously, the people around me, try to make them happy, but at a detriment to me, because I'm miserable, because all it is, and then I start becoming resentful. Well, when do I get to do what I want to do? I'm always thinking about everything everybody else needs. I've always taken pride in being a good host. When I have people over to my house, I always try to remember who likes what, what do they drink? What do they like to eat? And try to make them as comfortable as possible. And wrongfully, so I expect everyone to do the same with me. I don't get upset about that, but there's certain things that do really bother me. But I mean, my point is, it's all about you. You have to make yourself happy first. And it's not I'm going to make myself happy because I'm making them miserable. It's not about that. It can't depend on the feelings, whether they're positive or negative, of somebody else. It has to be within you. You have to find that inner being, or you have to connect to that, that spirituality that we all share. I mean, we all share. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Christian, but I'm not an atheist. I'm agnostic. I feel that there is a higher power or higher powers, and that we're all connected in some way. So you have to find that, and you have to connect with that. And that'll bring you peace. And that way, no matter what happened, if people are, miserable around you, whatever you're going through, you're going to be happy because that happiness comes from within you. And it doesn't depend on any exterior influence. So, that would be my suggestion. I'm not going to force anyone to do it. I'm not going to try to silence anyone that doesn't agree, and that's why we decided to do this, because, this way people can choose to listen to us, and take our advice if it helps them, or not if it doesn't, but I think that everybody should have their how should I say, what's the word? or a way for a way to express themselves. There was a word, but I forgot what it is. But,
this morning I started my day by I brought coffee and some cookies out to I don't know if that's the right term, rehab center where people are getting off of drugs.
mm-hmm.
In Spanish they call it Centro de Rehabilitación. I'm not sure if it's the same concept in English.
It is.
Because the word rehab could be either physical rehab or, well, actually it is rehab. So anyhow, I was sharing with them how at the point in which they are, it's the only time they could be selfish. I mean, when they're out and about in the real world and society, well, they have to think about other people. You got to stop your car so pedestrians could cross. You got to work 8 hours a day so you could pay your rent. And you could bring food to the table and feed your family. But at that point in their lives, 3, 6, 9 months that they're in this treatment, they got to be completely selfish. You can't help nobody else if you don't help yourself first. And that's exactly what I was telling them, because a lot of them are trying to get to the 5th step without, fixing their psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people want to go out there and be preachers and be evangelists and be prophets, when they haven't even worked on their psyche. And when you start working on your psychology, you know what you're actually reading in the Bible. If your psyche is all twisted and wrong and you're still, you haven't landed, in the right direction, your psychology, and you start reading some passages in the Bible, people come and preach to you, and some of them try to give you prophecy. They're just going to twist your mind up, and you're not actually going to go out there and talk something that is sane. But the point of sharing how I started my day is exactly that. They got to be selfish. You were saying there's nothing wrong with being selfish. There's nothing wrong with having you time.
Right.
This is me time.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talk to me. Nobody.
Yeah.
I kind of have that time with Raymond. For
whatever it is.
2 hours maybe. I could probably watch it for like 4 episodes. And then after that I get up. I'm back to being the family person. But
Mm-hmm.
when I'm watching Raymond, I don't want nobody to distract me. In fact, at one point of the episode, I space out and I'm inside Raymond's house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in my house. I mean, how far are we from the metaverse? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
really? So anyhow, I think you're morally responsible for being selfish. You are supposed to be selfish. There's got to be a point in your life where you got to stop the train from running, and you got to say, well, I can't go another mile before I fix myself up. I for many years I did, I lived under the influence of alcohol and drugs, and I was being selfish. Yeah. And when I stopped, I had to be more selfish because I couldn't think of anybody else. I had to do that time for me. I had to work on myself, but I couldn't get a job again if I didn't go through that me time. I couldn't. It would be, physically impossible for me to be sane and try to go back to society without fixing me first. It wouldn't have worked out. I'm not completely sane now, but at least I know, if I'm the type of person that I have to take one step at a time. Not that I can't multitask, but I have to take one step at a time, and everything has to be like patterned. I have to have a pattern. I gotta wake up at this hour. In fact, I gotta put the alarm clock at this hour. I gotta wake up at this hour. I gotta leave the house at this hour. If I don't do it this way, my brain doesn't function. And that's where I feel abnormal, and that's what turns my world around.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I did a lot of years of drug addiction,
Mm-hmm.
because I felt abnormal.
All right. And that's what I think, people should do is try to find that inner peace.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into it another time maybe, but I feel that that's what religion is. It's a crutch for people to hang on to instead of really looking in and saying no, because this bad thing happened doesn't mean that, there's a purpose, or
Mm-hmm.
it's just something bad that happened and I got to get stronger and deal with it. But like I said, that's another conversation. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in
And
listening to us. I'm not going to say I'm sorry if I offended anyone, because I'm not. It wasn't.
That's why you shouldn't.
It wasn't really. It wasn't my intention to offend anyone. That's what I'll say. But it just this is our platform, and we're gonna speak our minds,
And I hope you guys come back.
Yeah, we really do hope you come back. If you agree with some things, disagree with others, I mean, we're happy to receive comments. Telling us anything. Like I said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Let's get back to that.